Ladies and gentlemen, we now have a special presentation. This presentation will be made by Mr. Kedar Lele, Executive Director, Customer Development, Hindustan Unilever Limited. He is also head of CD South Asia. Kedar Lele is a well-rounded business leader with 25 years of experience across general management, sales and customer development, FMCG marketing, internet companies, and advertising. His purpose is to unleash the hidden energy that brings success and happiness to people, businesses, and society. He's been working with Unilever for 20 years and has demonstrated a strong leadership and performance track record across diverse businesses like ice creams, infant and feminine hygiene, and diverse channels like Shakti, rural, modern trade, and e-commerce. He also brings a comprehensive understanding of India, having lived in 16 cities as well as in Bangladesh, and its inherent complexities. People, leadership, business strategy, external relationships and alliances, go-to-market planning and execution are his key strengths. He loves traveling with his family, his wife and 2 sons. He loves playing golf and doing a host of other things that normal families do. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Kedar Lele, who will give us his insights on choices that brands make to drive growth.
Thank you so much.
Over to you, sir.
So nice of you. Let's start with an old story that has been told many a time. The story is, every morning in a jungle in Africa, a deer wakes up thinking that he needs to be faster than the fastest lion to be able to stay alive. The same morning in the same jungle, the lion wakes up thinking that he'll have to be faster than the slowest deer, otherwise he'll starve to death. So the takeout is, when the sun rises, whether you're deer or you're lion, you've got to be running. Today, when we are in the conference, whether you're a supplier, whether you're a brand, whether you're a retailer, the question is the same. The growth is the lifeblood of our organizations, and we're all looking for growth. We all have a product to sell. We've got a pricing given to it. It's got a good packaging, if we can afford. We want to make it available in a place which is relevant for customers or shoppers. And in the end, we of course keep talking about a relevant proposition that you must have. And the proposition then makes a big cut amongst those who are prospects versus those who are consumers. Now, I'm not here to teach you marketing or the fundamentals of marketing. I'm actually here to make a plea on behalf of brands who are selling through retailers or through online partners in order to reach shoppers and consumers that we have. Now, BCG just did a 2x2, and Abhik and team have all taught us how the 2x2 happens. So I thought, let's start with 2x2. And the competitiveness and the profitability is a good matrix to have. And maybe I've attempted to put a few brands here and there and a few categories here and there. May or may not agree with all of you, but let's attempt. So if you look at highly competitive and yet profitable, there are 2 categories which come to my mind, maybe beauty and pet care, right? Are there pet lovers in the room today? Yeah, okay. We don't look at the price of products when we buy stuff for our pets, right? And these are categories which remain competitive yet profitable. Then there are businesses which are proving to be competitive, may not be profitable. Let's not go there at the moment, but they are driving growth in categories where they operate. Then there are brands which have never worried about competition. They've worried about whether they are profitable, and they've remained like that for a very long time. They said, we are so far out on innovation journey that we don't care about competitiveness. We will care about profitability, and we'll care about doing what is right for consumers and shoppers. And that's what they did. Let's look at it from another perspective, another 2x2, where I said, what is the channel landscape for the brands which operate? Yeah, and I represent HUL, and the idea was, I'm not going to be talking to you about any of our brands or any of our businesses, but just a plea to marketers and to retailers on behalf of this industry, so to say. And if you look at this channel landscape, maybe flagship stores are the ones which come in where there's no competitiveness because you're selling in a flagship store. That's your outlet. And most of the flagship stores runners will also tell me that the concern about profitability is not on your radar, because it's also a brand experience zone or brand experience center that you have created for shoppers and consumers to get influenced by what you want to say. Let's go to a kirana, which is what we talk about most often. Nielsen gives us a competitiveness of all the brands, and that's where the profitability is not very, very good. It's average. You've got to be there to be able to serve the consumers in the neighborhood. Then came the modern trade retail. We were all very happy 20 years back that modern trade retail is finally here in India and will be able to serve the needs and wants of consumers by designing products for those premium audiences. Maybe a better tiering of products and brands, maybe larger packs, and maybe this will be the more profitable part of our portfolio, which will help us build the future. Those were the assumptions. Of course, it's highly competitive and yet highly profitable. That's what it promised to be. Then there's another channel that some of you might be aware of, which is called wholesale, where it's not about competitiveness, but it is actually the best route to market one can ever have. If your brands have legs, it will run through wholesale. Now, why I'm telling you all of this? Because when we are in a conference like this, when I was growing up, I went to a conference and took back maybe 1 or 2 pearls of wisdom. And maybe for the next 2 days, there'll be some thought bubbles that I'll be able to leave today with you, which will help us set up the industry's future for the years to come. Remember, we have to become the 2 trillion retail economy that Abhik talked about. How will we get there is the big question that all of us must have. Now, it is indeed true that retail sector is facing a big challenge, and cost crisis is real. And I appreciate, and I absolutely agree that there are multiple factors where the cost increment or cost increase is coming from. And we're all in this in order to drive efficiency of retail. Why do we want efficiency? First, we want to be efficacious. We want to serve our consumers to give them what they want. And then we want to do it in a manner where it costs us the less or the least. That's what you heard. All the panel members spoke about the fact that supply chain or last mile is the most important. And efficiencies come from technology. So let's look at the favorite peeve that all of us have had. Today, nobody is talking about it since morning, but the easiest way to get more shoppers and consumers is, let's discount it. Let's call 50% off. Buy one, get one free. And I should accept that I represent the company which introduced buy one, get one free to India with launch of organic shampoos back in late mid-90s. A big global competitor was coming to India, and HUL for the first time did buy one, get one free on a shampoo bottle. Today it's biting us back really, really hard, and all of us. Now, I genuinely believe that offering a discount is something that anyone can do. It does require men and women of some wisdom to really offer the value for which consumers are ready to pay. And how do we do this is the big idea that I'm going to be talking about in the next 5-7 minutes. First thing, Indians shop every day. Majority of them multi-channels. This is a research that we got done this year. Every 2 years we do a shopper research. Kantar is the agency. You guys have access to this. I will make it available. And the amazing thing is, this is so amazing that Indians, when we step out of home, every 4 weeks are doing 33 trips to buy something from the outside. Some of us, of course, is getting replaced with Q-commerce and internet and so on, but 33 trips. Look at the right side bubble. 2023 versus 19, the number of omnichannel shoppers is now dominant. 53% of people or shoppers are actually shopping in multiple channels. And if you look at the GT spends, general trade spends versus e-com and modern trade spends are 6x of that, and pure e-com spends are 3x of that. So it is true that a shopper who goes into multiple channels actually spends more. There's a indication from here. Pick this data up in your mind and we'll talk about that. Second, we asked shoppers, almost 4,000 of them across multiple centers in India, why you shop where you shop. So all of us go to general trade store, which is next door kirana, and we are going there for many years, many generations. Why do we go there? First, location. It's next door. It's convenient. I know the familiarity. I know Raja Bhai or Dada, who I've been buying stuff from. And as a matter of fact, 11% audience also said that that GT store or general trade store provides me with some good discounts when he can, right? But the big factor is familiarity and location. We asked consumers, why do you go to a modern trade store? A quarter of them said, better customer service than what I get in a GT store. Another 20%, and if you add those two, new and different products. What I don't get in my neighborhood store is what I get in the modern trade. I can find products that I don't get anywhere else. And that's the reason why, imagine you went to a modern trade store with a list of things to buy, you will always buy 2x the stuff. इतना तो essential था, ज़रूरी था वो खरीदा, और इतना जो मुझे चाहिए था वो खरीदा. So there's a needs which is on the list and wants which you ended up buying from the store. And that's what it does. And it provides more information. How does it provide more information? Keep that in your mind, because when you go to a store like a modern trade, there is information availability for you to learn on what you want to do with that product, which you might not have bought in the past. Again, 17% have said that in MT, I get more promotions or discounts. Not the top need. Okay. E-commerce. Of course, more convenient options. I already have chosen more different products. They always have the product that I want to buy. Yeah? Endless aisles, both Amazon and of course Hari does this for you. Okay, Hari was pulling my leg. You must know Hari and I go back very, very many years ago. When I started putting e-commerce together, I learned a lot from him and we did a lot of things together. And I'll talk about it a little later. But also provides information and reviews. When we go into e-commerce, what are we looking for? We're looking for ratings, we're looking for reviews. We're looking for what is it that others who have bought the product say about the product in the manner that it's not been advertised or paid for. Those are real reviews. And of course, a third of the audience said, e-commerce gives us a great deal. That was the reason for e-commerce to exist in the beginning. They managed to cut cost out of the value chain, and they offered that cost as a price discount to consumers. Your behavior change was happening. You are not going to touch and feel the products. You did not get credit. You're not going to get it immediate. For all of those things, they compensated you by offering you a discount. So it is, of course, by design and by nature that you got that. So in sum, everything but discounts come right on top. So it's time for us to actually reconsider that do we work this way or there's another way of doing it. And you heard a lot of words since morning, yeah, but we've been talking about growth which should be 4G. Now this is time of 5G, but we're still talking about 4G growth. Good growth is that which is consistent. Good growth is that which is profitable, which is competitive, and which is, of course, responsible or sustainable. So let's see how we could actually deliver this. The first call, or first ask or request that I'm making is, all the retailers, everyone who's working with consumers or shoppers, please pivot to omni-channel converged shopper experiences. The journeys that consumers have now are not linear anymore. These are multi-dimensionals. They're always checking, reflecting, buying, returning, understanding, and doing whatever they can. So please think about a multi-channel experience. I was trying to put an example here, but the fact is, and Ashwin spoke about it, consumers go into the outlet, don't know where something would be available. It's not very difficult to make it available on a app or on your phone, where you will be able to find those products. Sainsbury actually does this. IKEA does it. If you've been buying on IKEA in Mumbai, it will tell you so-and-so product is not available in this store, but you can buy it online. It's not available online, but you can go to this store, this aisle, you will buy this product. So convenient. As a matter of fact, consumers who do omnichannel buying are 4x spending more than what they do when they're doing one channel. Second request, collaborate with manufacturers, collaborate with brands to build brands in store. And what do I mean by that? Very simple. I spoke about the fact that you get more information. That lady who's standing next to a consumer is actually explaining to her, how should this product work? How many times any one of us as a shopper has the time to open the leaflet which comes with the product and say how to use the product? We are like James Bond, isn't it? We get the car, throw the manual, we know how to ride the car or how to drive a car. None of us actually ever open a manual unless it's wow Momo came to you for the first time and frozen, and now you're thinking whether to boil it, whether to steam it, or to fry it. So that lady actually explains it to you when these are products of beauty, hygiene, VMS, which is vitamins, minerals, supplements. Allow that to happen. Allow category management to come alive. Category management is not about category dressing. The data that's available with retailers will tell you what are the product adjacencies. Why should a product be stored next to something else? How can you get more lines in every basket? That's the data that we have to work on. And finally, get right call to actions. And when I work the markets, I'm actually looking for call to actions. I'm a big sucker for how insightful is a call to action. Whatever you see on the shelves, does it make you feel like buying the product? Does it tell you what this product exists for? If it's not good enough. And this is the work that we need to do together. Whichever brand, whichever category, whichever retail you're in, think about these 4 things because that's relevant for us to grow the business. Third, there was a Black Friday sale. We are blessed in India to have a calendar of festivals. The festival is beginning with 14th of January. We have a Holi coming in. Then we have a bunch of odd summer days. And then we have again a list of festivals. Today, the only festival we have in retail is 50% off. Now, discounts can't be the only way to celebrate festivals. There has to be an anchor to the festival, and the price could be a lead on from there. In summary, simple things. We all appreciate macro challenges which are facing the retail sectors across the globe, in India specifically. It is indeed a race to bottom if discounting is the only route to drive growth. It's become so funny. Some of us have started doing stupid things, and I will accept it because you can see it in the market. 100 gram of tea costs you 30 bucks. 1 kg of tea, I price it at 600 rupees. Offer 150 rupees discount, and then sell it for 450, and people happily buy it. You could have bought 10 packs of 100 gram of tea for 300 rupees. And we don't differentiate the tea between the 100 gram and 1 kilo. Those are stupid things that people have started doing. You go to a fashion store, the price of the shirt has already moved to 7,000 bucks. Nobody in your normal mind will pay 7,000 bucks for the shirt, but then it's 50% off. And buy 3, get 1 4. It's a race to the bottom. Shoppers are still looking for better experience, newer products, more information, better availability. Let's fix that. That's what the need of the hour is. And last, it is an omnichannel experience. Build brands in store, create a non-Black Friday culture, and events could actually bolster the 4G growth that we're all looking for. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Best wishes.